Okay, segment 2 of how Bob Lutz was involved in the destruction of the trade towers and its subsequent economic effects. Okay, I'm going to read you a bit from the General Theory of Employment, Interest, and Money. It's John Maynard Keyes. It's a 1936 book, and it introduced the term animal spirits, which are also known as self-fulfilling prophecy in the stock market. Okay, most probably of our decisions to do something positive, the full consequences of which will be drawn out over many days to come, can only be taken as the result of animal spirits, a spontaneous urge to action rather than inaction, and not as the outcome of a weighted average of quantitative benefits multiplied by quantitative probabilities. Okay, I'm going to read you some factual information. 2005, August 14, a national survey said gas was costing $2.50 per gallon. It was before Katrina. A lot of people blame Katrina for the start of it, but it wasn't. Again, there has never been a market at any time in history that has run up in a straight line like oil has recently. I anticipate commodities will continue to be hot for years to come because the world has entered a period of tighter commodity supplies with increasing demand. The planet's resources are limited, and commodities can play a role in your asset allocation decisions. Just remember to follow the money flows. And finally, it would be good if politicians around the world, many are artificially subsidizing the price of gasoline so that there's no incentive to curb usage, would allow free market forces let the price of gasoline seek its own natural level. If this was the case, the free market would have ultimately solved this problem for us. Innovative new products are only a few years away. New technologies such as the concept Chevy Volt, which is very important, are exciting innovations for the future of America and the oil importing world. This is from paper, Proof of High Oil Prices Affecting Overall Market. To offset the effect of higher prices, more consumers are giving their wallets a little extra cushion by cutting back on discretionary spending or choosing to frequent retailers closer to home. This is about how oil prices affected the overall economy. Major retailers were reporting weak April sales even before the recent spike in gasoline prices started earlier this month. Walmart, the world's largest retailer, had its worst sales comparison on record in April, as it forecast essentially flat sales at stores open at least a year in May, a closely watched measure of retail strength known as same-store sales. Overall same-store sales in April were among the weakest on record as major retailers including Target, Gap, Federated Department Stores, and JCPenney all reported declines in that key sales measure. Here's another thing from October 6, 2008. It's oil falls below $90 on belief that spreading financial turmoil will curb crude demand. The market is finally acknowledging that this credit crisis is a global phenomenon and that will equate to lower world oil demand in the future, says Phil Flynn, analyst at Alaron Trading Group in Chicago. Some thought the crisis would be contained to the U.S. and we'd see oil demand in China and India continue to grow. Now that just doesn't seem possible. Okay.